Whew, toughy one. Okay, to address everybody in the comment section right now with one statement, the F1 cart will make a comeback, just give me a little bit of time. This week was also supposed to be Sick Summer, which Gina and I were registered for, and I just didn't want to go on Sick Summer without a stick shift car, because if I go to the States on a drag and drive event, I want it to be in a stick shift car, I want to be little Rich Guido, and I want to be super cool like that as well. But like I said, the F1 cart will be making a comeback. I might put this car in the other garage so I can bring that one over. The biggest issue is just like the lack of space. But let me just give you a quick rundown on how things are set up around here. Here's a very accurate representation of the situation right now. This is my garage. This is Gina's garage. She has a house over here. She rents out the house. We keep the garage. In my garage, we have the Mustang, and then another Mustang parked out in behind the garage in the back alley, which is like our limiting space. We have no driveways between the two houses, so this is our limited space. In the other garage is the Beetle and the F1 cart, and in order to get the F1 cart over here, we need to get my trailer. So we'd have to go 10 minutes this way to go get the trailer, 20 minutes this way to get the F1 cart, 15 minutes from Gina's garage to my garage to drop off the F1 cart, and then we have to take my Mustang back over to Gina's place and then back to drop off the trailer. So, I don't know, rough math here, it's an hour and a half to move cars around without including loading time or strapping down time or anything like that. So today, and probably the rest of this week, we're going to be attempting to mount our True North Turbo 69mm turbos. And these are prototypes. No, you can't have them unless, of course, you sweet talk me or Nick real nice. But if you guys are looking for any turbos, blacksheepindustries.ca, you can go to True North Turbos, or just hit us up on any social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We'll send you a quote if you need one. Make sure to check it out. Obvious problem though, we don't have no room. I want to put the turbos like this, I think. I don't know, something like that. The only downside is the radiator's a little bit close, and the alternator's definitely gonna be close. So if we move the radiator forward a little bit, we should have some room. Means I've got some extra work to do, but it'll give me that little bit of space that I need. If you could hear my sawing, you would understand why I'm doing this right now. 2 reasons for doing that. 1, need space for the radiator. 2, now we can pull the engine straight out. One bracket, 2 brackets. The radiator is actually going to fit between them, and then I'm going to make a bar that goes in front of the radiator that can be removed. So I gotta go buy a piece of bar actually. I'm probably just going to use some thin wall 3/4, but this is the length that I have, and obviously, you know, I've been a couple inches short my whole life. Straight up, this is how I like to do things, for real, right? Get some of these M10 nuts that have like the thingamajig on the backside of them, and then these things fit into here, and then you can weld that like that. And then I got some M10 bolts and some M8 bolts because I'm an idiot and I thought they were M10, so I tried to get 2 packs of M10 and I got 1. Idiot. Man, I'm an idiot and I do this all the time. So when I measure this across here, I don't know why I do this, but I overlook it sometimes. The hole measured twice, 29 3/4, right? So 29 3/4. Well, when I bring my tape over to the piece of metal that I'm using and I go like this, I'm like, okay, 29 3/4, and then I go back the other way, so I'm actually 28 3/4 instead of 29 3/4. So now I'm an inch short. Idiot. Just casually weld on a 1-inch piece. I wish it was that easy in like real life, you know? Just, you know, casually add 1 more inch. Here's our piece of pipe. You can't even tell that I extended it really. On this side, once you paint it, it'll be fine. I added these little tabs that I still have to contour to this piece of pipe. But when we put this piece in here now, those little tabs should stick down, and we can drill another set of holes, and then that'll stop this bar from pivoting at all. So it's gonna be 2 bolts on both sides, basically. We're just gonna a rib nut in this little hole on both sides, and drill a matching hole on the frame. That's how it fits in there. We're gonna use this center punching thingamajig for holes to mark our next holes without hitting the radiator. Ribby nut in the bottom, nut in the end. Nothing like spending a couple hours moving the radiator 2 inches forward, but it's in there. Still gotta make some radiator mounts, obviously, and some new mounts to mount the bumper, but now we can start working on this side of things. Because I don't have an alternator, here's our makeshift alternator right there, just to give me an idea of where I can place the turbos in this thing. It would be really convenient if the alternator was actually down there on that bracket, but then I think the header gets a little bit of interference with it. I don't know, half a dozen fish inside of a half a dozen fish, baker's dozen, something like that, I don't know. All right, I've got an idea of where I want to mount the turbo. You can see my turbo stand was here. We're gonna go ahead and make our own turbo brace using the drain. We just have this 1/4 inch steel right here. We're going to drill some holes in it, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do here in a minute. 3 holes, slightly offset to one side. This one's gotta be bigger, and this one's gotta be big enough for M8 bolts. This is essentially what our mount is gonna look like. I think I might have put it on backwards, so I might have to break it off and put it the other way, but no, it just fits on there essentially like that if I had it the right way. And then this is actually gonna get mounted down there on the frame rail, and it's gonna hold the turbo like that. All right, this is roughly where, well, the one turbo is here, the other one's just sitting on the stand, but kind of like this. And then we're gonna go up and over the valve cover like this with the exhaust. It's going to go out the side here, and then it's actually gonna come out where the exhaust was before. These are gonna need like a little bit of tweaking here just to get them exactly where I want them. So I'm gonna have to like twist the metal a little bit, but it's gonna be bolted in the frame rail so that piece can come off so the engine can still come out easy. And they're just gonna match up like that. But this is essentially how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it go up a little bit higher, so there's gonna be like a little bit of a bend here and then bend the other way. It's gonna come up, so it rides over the coil packs a little bit more. I'm gonna build a heat shield between the exhaust and the coil packs, and there's gonna be a V-band here and a V-band right here. So if you need to service anything on the ignition, you can just pull this section of pipe out. Just to match up the other side now, I'm just cutting up the brace piece that goes through the frame. And the stand is actually just a flex plate that I welded like a rod and a 1/2 inch bolt to, and it kind of just holds it up. It gives me a rough idea of what I need. It's kind of swayy and stuff. It's not perfect. But you know what? We ain't perfect around here. Only DD Speed Shop is perfect. Look at that, boys. We built that. We did. Us. You guys were there morally to support me. And you guys support me when you buy from True North Turbos or Black Sheep Industries, both one and the same companies. Make sure to go check them out, blacksheepindustries.ca. There's a drop-down menu for turbos. Go check them out, man. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. We're taking it out today, finally. She needs some love. Look, she needs a bath, an oil change, some fresh fuel. This thing has been in the garage for like 2 years now because we didn't take it out last summer at all. Last summer, the Mustang, I think it was the beginning of the summer, right? When we finally finished the Martian. And this sat all summer. We didn't even take it out, which is a shame. But also I wanted to enjoy the Mustang. So now we're gonna get this girl out.
The Formula One car is coming back. It's sitting right here.
It's waiting patiently for us to finish race season.
It is 100% waiting patiently. We just spent a little bit of time putting turbos and other things. So it's still here. It's still safe. The trike is actually on top of it, mating with it. They'll make something weird after, I think. The lawnmower is also here, which, you know, I don't know.
Kyle?
Yes?
Can we take this home and like maybe I can paint it and fuck it up real good with some paint? Like, I know it's like original paint and it runs.
I don't want to put it in the garage though.
Well then I guess I come up here and I paint it.
Okay.
This is what the inside looks like. Look, there is absolutely no gas gauge.
So we're gonna grab the Beetle here today. We're also gonna take this home, the mini trike. I've been meaning to finish this thing as well. I'm getting a lot of half-finished things. I don't know, marshmallow brain sometimes. But it'd be nice to put the brake on this, get the chain, build another guard, and then get it powder coated so it doesn't look stupid. What you doing?
I was looking for the tire gauge. I couldn't find it.
You found one though.
Did it work?
I don't know. I didn't try it. Did you try it?
No. I just assumed the battery was dead.
I choked it. I'll tell you when we shut it off. How excited are you right now?
I'm so excited! I love my Beetle. Look, let me give you a little... She's still running, we're gonna let her go, but... This is called a bug hug, okay? When you sit in this seat, it like wraps itself around you and gives you a bug hug. Watch me when I sit in it. This is the bug hug, okay? No seatbelts required. I forgot to turn on the AC. There we go. That's better.
18 bucks are the good kind.
The good kind.
18 bucks.
What is it? $1.74 a liter, basically.
Your pants are see-through. There's not a, like I can't even vlog in here because the windshield is right in front of my face.
It's right in your face.
So there's no seatbelt. This is metal.
Yes.
That is glass. I can touch both of it.
It's literally right in your face.
How was it?
Oh, I missed it. Now I just need a license plate. I should also double check my papers. I'm pretty sure like the payment, like the registration and stuff is still good for a little bit, and the insurance, but I just gotta double check where they are.
We gotta go get oil now.
Yeah, we do.
And re-register the Beetle, actually.
Yeah, we do. Here we go.
I just can't believe that guy's truck sounds that bad.
It sounds bad. Like the offset looks kind of dumb, but I can see what he was going for. But like the sound is shit.
The sound is like, I don't even know how you get that sound out of like a Coyote engine. You know, just chilling at the registry, my favorite place. You know what? It is really nice to have all the vehicles out and about. It's just really difficult in our situation where we don't have a driveway and we have to like fumble the cars every time we want to take a new car out. So basically the reason we don't drive all the cars all the time is just you have to shuffle cars around in order to get the one you want out. Because basically all we have is the 2 garages and road parking space. We don't have a driveway or anything like that. Sounds like it's time that we should get a driveway, huh? Bro, we legal now?
We legal.
We legal. Weed's legal. It is, actually.
I know. That one.
Housing.
10W40. We had this conversation at the other bumper to bumper, but we're gonna stick with 10W40.
Hi.
This thing might be the most handy thing I've bought in a long time. And I almost forgot that I had it. We're like, oh, we'll go to Canadian Tire and buy a tire gauge to fill up the car. And then, you know what? This thing's perfect. So when you turn it on, you just set your pressure. And it even goes to like, yeah, fill that bish up. Turn them wrenches.
I think it was just like from the vibration, it just eventually like vibrated itself loose. I gotta retighten it. I was just making sure it's in the right spot. We're going for a ride. Kyle's coming for a bug hug.
This car, 100% not made for filming inside.
Oh, I started it without the clutch down too. I didn't, just by accident, because I'm like, I just started it.
I didn't know you could start it without the clutch down.
What's the quick math? How old is this car?
57?
Yeah. 1957, how old is this car?
70 years old almost. 60 something?
66.
Oh, I did the opposite. I did it wrong. 66 years old.
66 years old. So if you added my lifetime plus your lifetime.
It's still older?
No, it's like the same.
Same, yeah, yes. This is full throttle right now. It's to the fourth gear. 65 miles an hour. 70. Almost. Fucking ripping in fourth gear. Oh yeah, here we go, slow down. I'm gonna get a shift down here.
You barely passed that guy going flat out.
How is it? Oh, we just washed you and I'm picking bugs out the lights.
Lick
Picking
them out.
bugs. What?
Lick them out instead.
Oh, you're still alive.
Do that thing that you do with your mouth.
Wait. Ready?
All right.
This is my 1957 Volkswagen Beetle. The gas tank is under the hood, and inside, this right here is called a bug hug, and I'm gonna show you why. It's just like sitting in a hug. There's no seat belts, there's no gas gauge, the speedometer is also in miles per hour. And if we come back here to see the engine, it's got an upgraded 1600cc engine with a dual carb Ocrossa kit. The cam has been upgraded, the cylinders have been bored out, and it's actually the very last year that they made the oval window.
Now this next segment I like to call Making It Happen. Super stoked about this one. Flying Ryan Performance, as you can see right here on Facebook, check them out. They totally hooked it up and basically are my invitation into the Hemi world. And basically everything in this little tiny box is everything we need to make this happen. If you're in the LS world, there's everybody to choose from. Literally everybody. In the Hemi world, not as much. The Hemis aren't as popular, so you only have a couple people to go to. And Flying Ryan Performance actually reached out to me, knowing that I wanted to get into the Hemi world, and this is what we got. We got one of these magic wizardry camshafts that's gonna make everything, well, you know, work and sound good, because without the proper camshaft, your junk is gonna be basically junk. But not only did we stop with the camshaft.
Spaghetti with garlic bread. Oh my god, the wings to go with the breast.
We've got all the gaskets. We got the pack springs. We got push rods, lifters, delete plugs, everything that we're gonna need for the top end of this thing, because we've got all the short block stuff in the car. So now we have head to toe, pan to cover, everything that we need to assemble the Hemi. It's just on me to finish this turbo kit now. Beautiful company to work with. Love those guys. You're probably gonna hear a lot more from Flying Ryan Performance on this page because I think I'm gonna fall in love with Hemis. But like in a cool way. This goes in the car for now because we need to finish what we started. Hooker. We gotta cut this flange off because 2-bolt flange are garbage. Bye-bye. And it's that simple. 2 V-bands on the headers. We're actually gonna put these probably in the barbecue, heat them up just to preheat them, weld them up, put them back in the barbecue, just to let them cool down slowly. It is cast, these headers, so you don't want it to crack. Cast, you kind of need to heat treat it to get the welding good. I'm really just talking on my ass because I don't really know the specifications of it. I just know you have to heat it up before you weld cast. So there is some book learning stuff behind it. I just don't know what it is. So book learn.
I'm probably smarter than that. I mean, this thing here is smarter than me, I guess, but it has a battery.
Right, Gina? Book learning.
Book learning.
I guess while we're waiting for the headers to heat up, we can see if the tank works again.
And I can't see. Come on, you got this.
I'm not very good like with the carburetors and stuff. Oh my god.
What?
There's a kill switch right here.
Oh my god, Kyle. Imagine it's the fucking kill switch. You're so funny. Well, it kind of wants to start, but it didn't.
The choke is still on. This thing's so awesome on the tank. I forgot how that thing is like way better on tracks than it is on wheels.
Yeah. But it should also have brakes, probably.
Yeah, brakes, and then we're gonna paint it, and I think that'll be like sick little track rig.
Yes, and a more comfortable seat. Like, you cannot... It's not comfortable, sorry to tell you.
No, it's not.
And it was like jabbing in my leg the whole time. This
Oh,
fucking
just gotta put an air filter on
wing
it.
nut in my leg.
Just gotta put an air filter on it.
What?
So we got a smoke machine over here, just like randomly, because Colby found a bunch of leaks in his stuff. Like the headers are leaking, and he found a crack in his exhaust. And he's like, let's just do it on your car. Now I'm kind of nervous because I don't know like how my welding's gonna hold up.
Like when I took my exhaust off and I went right in the turbo.
Oh, that's coming out of the pipe down there.
Is that leaking?
It's just leaking right here on the bag.
Is it leaking on the bag?
Yeah, I think. But
Oh yeah, it's just leaking around here. It's fine.
yeah, for the most part, it looks.
Just a little bit up here.
Oh, on these clamps, yeah, these actually.
But like, no, not on that side right there.
Yeah, on the wastegate clamps. These clamps are not. I need to repinch them. Remember what I was telling you?
Yeah.
My Backstreet Boys t-shirt. So the deal with my exhaust leaking a little bit around the wastegate clamp right there is just that I've tightened those wastegate clamps about 1.5 million times now, and over time, once you keep clamping them, the V portion of it opens up slightly. So you just have to put it back in a vise and tighten that V, and then it'll clamp down better on that wastegate. Just for context. Wants to show me what a real exhaust leak looks like, so.
Choo-choo. That would affect spool up.
I know, you can see it's driving itself out of there.
That's what I mean.
Now I'm curious about my charge piping. So hooked up to the compressor. Turn this on. It's already leaking out of this bag a little bit. No big deal. So nothing between the compressor and that piece. Well, no major leaks what I can see. That's super nice because, you know, leaks would explain a lot of my issues, but we don't have any, so I can't blame it on leaks. All right, let's have a little bit of fun here. Gina's car, the green Fox, has 5-pound springs in it. The red springs on the black sheep and trees wastegates. We've got blue springs here. These are like 7 to 8 pounds. Essentially, you can make double the boost pressure of the spring. So if we have 5-pound springs in there, we can make roughly 10. If we put these in, we can make 14, 15, 16. So see what I'm doing with my eyebrows there? That's insinuating that we're going to do something fun, right? Back on the ground again, but it's going to be worth it. I think. We'll see. Old spring, new spring. We don't exactly have a 12-volt outlet for this, so the next best thing is the end point right here goes to power and the side ones goes to ground, so we're just going to make some wires up and kind of, you know, just rig it together for now. That's for the radar detector. Okay, we're off to Mexico. See you guys in, I don't know, like 40 hours or something like that. However long it takes me to get there. Yeah. The power of editing. Here's Mexico. Not bad. Quarter mile, 11:59. That time 11:75 and a quarter. We just can't get the 60 foot. It's like 2.1, 2.0. Any more than that, and I'm just blowing the tires off. Same as the one before that, right around the 1176 mark. Well, obviously our limiting factor is traction. The more traction we have, the more power we can throw at it. That's, even at the racetrack, your limiting factor is the traction, because you always have more power to throw at it. We do have the radials up there. We could have put on there, maybe got a little bit better. And the tires that are on here are just some 265 18s, so not a lot of sidewall. I think they're like 140 tread wear, so they're like a decent compound, but I mean, there's not much left of them. And with how much torque that car makes down low, it's no wonder that it spun the tires. We did only get around like 12.8, 13 pounds of boost. Now we did only get about 12 to 13 pounds of boost wide open on the boost controller. Those springs are 8, 7 pounds depending on back pressure, and we must have a bit of back pressure because the turbine housings of those turbos are a little small. So if we want to add more boost, we'd have to go up and spring again, but then your base boost pressure goes up as well. So the lowest boost we can go right now is probably like 7 or 8 pounds. And the solution to this is pretty simple. You add either CO2 to the top of the dome or onboard air, where you can have like 100 PSI base pressure going to the top of the dome, and then your boost controller bleeds it off basically. Well, it bleeds it off from the bottle and then puts what you want on the dome. So if we put 14 pounds of pressure on the dome, we would get all 14 pounds of pressure from that 100-pound CO2 bottle. And you know what? It's summer. It's nice just to go out and rip on the cars a little bit in Mexico. It was a long trip though. It was like a week there and back. And I think we're gonna get back to building the hot side on this, because I'd really like this by the end of the season at least. I have most of the parts. It's just, I need to assemble it. Both the hooker headers are installed. They come out basically in the perfect spot. It's literally just up and into this one. This one actually kind of needs a tighter radius, and then up into this one. The only reason that this one needs a tighter radius than this one is that the cylinder head actually sits a little bit more forward on this side than it does on that side. And initially I was actually mocking up with this turbo, and I had it back further, and I tried to line up this turbo, and I was like, oh, this one hits the valve cover, because, I mean, it is pretty close down there. Time to play Legos. First up pipe built. I did blow a hole in it. I'm a stupid ass sometimes. I just wasn't paying attention how much amps I had on the machine, but I had a little bit of a hole to fill down there. No big deal. Filled bigger holes than that before. Oh, another fancy looking pipe. Actually reused some pipe because, you know, I'm cheap like that. And there you have it. 2 turbos mounted. We don't have the wastegates, but obviously they're gonna go on these little elbows right here and point downwards. That's just like the best flow that the wastegate can get. Very simple, straightforward, pretty mirrored in my opinion, which is kind of nice. The radiator is going to stay up there obviously for the best cooling, and then leave this open for the turbos. However, we're out of argon in the small bottle, so we can't back purge this. We're almost out of argon in the big bottle. It's Saturday, they're not open on Saturday, so Monday we're gonna have to continue finishing our up pipes. I'd like to get a set of Black Sheep Industries wastegates over here too. I don't have any in the shop right now. They're all down at the warehouse. So if you guys need one, blacksheepindustries.ca, Boosted Lifestyle will get you 10% off the wastegates, blow up valves, everything else you need except for turbos. And let me know how you feel about the Hemi build. I know this video was a little bit different, but take you guys out with me. It's fun. I'm having fun. Hopefully you guys are having fun. Peace easy and get that V.